We continue our special investigation series, Inside Inspections, tonight by taking another trip to Benton County.
While we've already looked at what it takes to inspect domestic wells, this time KEZI 9 News reporter Jennifer Richardson gives us a look inside the Onsite Septic program.
When you look at a business or home, you probably aren't thinking about its septic system. But if it's not put in correctly, you could be in for a messy situation, not to mention one that could come with some illnesses. We go inside the septic inspection process. You might be surprised to learn all the extra work that goes into these inspections.
The homes in this Benton County subdivision are beautiful and big. But before they were built, there were people like Rob Turkisher on a mission to make sure what's below the surface and in this soil is safe.
With a business or a residential property, when you build your house and you move in, you want a septic system that functions. You don't want sewage running down your driveway or in your front yard.
The purpose of the septic tank is to allow separation of the solids from the sewage so the remaining liquid can be absorbed into the ground without clogging the soil. Turkisher runs the on-site septic program for Benton County and says he's seen it all.
On some of the residential properties, sometimes the septic system will fail and an owner might just put a straight pipe out into a creek where you have raw sewage just going into a waterway.
He'll respond to those problems, but his top task, site and soil evaluation for both homes and businesses in Benton County. He just evaluated and approved the expansion of G3 Fitness.
So to have these systems that are full aeration, two-stage septic systems, lift stations, and kind of the modern drain fields that go out there are vital. It'll shut us down if we don't have adequate services.
After the solids settle out in the septic tank, the pump kicks on and it pumps the effluent, the clear sewage up here, and it goes into the soil where it's treated by the bacteria and viruses are treated in the soil.
If a septic system fails, Turkisher says they'll put these dyes in the system, and if the drain field is failing, the dye will show up in the field.
I've worked for coastal counties where we put green dye in a house, and within 5 or 10 minutes, the beach turns green because the sewage is running down on the beach.
And an even larger undertaking for Turkisher, testing at the reserve subdivision.
Well, I evaluated the soils throughout this subdivision. We looked at about 40 test pits to find the best soils.
To get a better idea of the soil inspected, we hiked, along with Turkisher, to one of the 40 test pits for this subdivision. Each is 5 feet deep, and he's looking for the best drained soil where the septic system can work for decades.
Sometimes we'll meet the backhoe out here, or other times they'll just dig them in advance and we'll do the evaluation.
And it's a very unglamorous job at times.
I usually get poison oak 2 or 3 times a year.
And you may be asking why this soil hunt is so important.
We'll clean off a new face of the soil.
Here's your answer.
What I don't want to do is misread these soils and somebody builds their dream house and within a month they got sewage in their front yard. That's disastrous for me.
That's why he's very careful before issuing approval of these lots, and he says he spent weeks here making sure it's up to code.
You definitely don't want to have bacteria, viruses get into your well water and your drinking water. You don't want to contaminate your neighbor's well or your own well for that matter. You don't want to have sewage, untreated sewage on the surface of the ground where kids and pets can track through it and bring it back into the house and, potentially cause illness.
So the next time you take a sip of water or go walking barefoot in a yard, remember that people like Rob Turkisher are out there making sure you and your family stay safe.
Benton County recommends having your septic tank pumped every 3 to 5 years. And that wraps up our 6-part series, Inside Inspections.